Hi guys. So today we are going to demonstrate continuous integration with JBoss Fuse. And for this we are going to use different tools like Jenkins. We are going to use GitHub. We are going to use, and we are going to use Nexus. So we will study and we will demonstrate it practically the complete flow of continuous integration and continuous delivery with JBoss Fuse. I'm going to use fabric environment, this fabric environment for this. So yeah, actually I think you would be aware about that fabric. There is a fabricate Maven plugin which already provides continuous integration with fabric environment. Yeah, the benefit with this fabricate Maven plugin is that it is quite easy to quite easy for developers, so and they can directly, without any integration of any other third-party tool, they can directly push their code to fabric environment. But yeah, using Jenkins and Nexus has its own benefit because they are widely used, and system administrators can create their own scripts and control the build and deployment in a better way. So we are going to study it. We are going to study continuous integration using Jenkins and Nexus. So yeah, for this there is a there is a great blog written by Fuse engineer Paulo. So I will not go into more details. I will just discuss you about the components we used and how they are put in the workflow. So let's say we have a developer here. So developer will push his code to the Git server. So we have a component Git server here. So once he pushes code to the Git server, developer will build the Jenkins job. So what Jenkins job will do, it will pull the code from the Git server. So once that code is pulled from the Git server, Jenkins will publish the artifacts to the Nexus repository, and finally developer, if what developer will do, developer will update or deploy his application from JBoss Fuse, so that latest code can be fetched from Nexus repository. So this is what we are going to discuss. So let's start from the Git server. For this I have used a Git repository. So the URL of the Git repository is this. Okay, and I have posted a example. This is a simple REST example. This example is provided within the quick start folder of JBoss Fuse, Red Hat JBoss Fuse installation folder. So you can easily get this REST example. And yeah, so what the important part is this pom.xml. Let's concentrate on the pom.xml. If you guys see here, I have use this distribution management tag. So what it will do, it will push the artifacts to the Nexus repository. If you see, I have provided the release URL of the Nexus and the snapshot URL as well, and it is mapped with private Nexus ID. We will discuss it about it in a minute. So this nexus.ip is the IP of my Nexus repository server. So I will be passing it as an argument. Let's say if you have Nexus repository located in a separate machine than your Jenkins server, then you can pass this argument from the Jenkins job itself. So right now my Jenkins and my GitHub Nexus repository both are in same localhost machine. So yeah, I will be passing a localhost URL here. So that was it. Another thing, yeah, now we need to discuss this private Nexus. As Nexus repository needs basic authentication for accessing. So username and password is required. So this ID is mapped with settings.xml, and settings.xml is also provided here only. So this private Nexus is mapped to the username and password. So using this username and password, the artifacts will be loaded to upload it to Nexus artifactory, from the Jenkins. So this was about the GitHub. Now we will concentrate on Jenkins. This is another important part. So yeah, Jenkins is there. So let me log in into it. So the important part here is once you install Jenkins, then you will have to add few plugins like for this project GitHub plugin and Maven integration plugin is required. So GitHub plugin, once once you run this Jenkins, it would be by default installed GitHub plugin, but Maven repository plugin you might have to install it later, but yeah, it is required before you create any project here, because all these as this has a pom.xml, so this is a Maven project. So let me show you the plugins. So install plugins. So this is GitHub plugin, which it is in gray, so it was provided by default. So the second one is Maven integration plugin, which I installed. So yeah, so this you need to install it. Another very important configuration you have to do is, which I am missing here, which I missed, but yeah, let me tell you that manage Jenkins global tool configuration. So if you see here, yeah, if you see here, Maven, yeah, so Maven settings I have done. Maven, this M2 home, this where your Apache Maven libraries are installed, that folder you have to provide the path. This is within Maven. Once you do this, M2 home, once you do this, you have to press save. So once you save it, this Maven will be configured for your Jenkins. So this configuration which I did at my end, and yeah, now we will create a new project, a Maven project. So once you install Maven plugin, you will be having this Maven project option here. Otherwise, you will not have it. So the Maven plugin is that Maven integration plugin is that's why required. So what I will do, I will create a new project here. Okay, new project job. This thing, and I will do okay. Yeah. So yeah, once I press OK, so these configurations, I need to fill. So I'm not going to fill this right now. I already have one which I am going to show you, this configure. So yeah, this is JBoss Fuse continuous integration example demonstration which I did after going through this blog. So yeah, so GitHub project URL, this is the same URL as my GitHub repository, this one. Yeah, and yes, yeah, then the important part is source code management. Yeah, if you scroll down, it will come out automatically. So repository, this one integration example which I need to provide again, and the credentials I have to provide. These credentials are the credentials through which I will access GitHub repository. So you need to edit, click on Jenkins. Here you can provide the username of your GitHub repository. Here you can provide the password and ID. Yeah, you need to provide a unique ID. So this unique ID, let me show you. Once you provide all these details, description is not required. Username, password, and ID should be enough. Once you press on add, it will be saved. I have already done this. So yeah, so this let's say if I provide Jenkins, okay, 1984 yeah. So this is yeah. So currently this unique ID is not displayed, but yes, it should work with this way. Okay, so yeah, so it's already there, and branches to build, master branch. Yeah, this credential isn't working on this machine. Another machine I could easily view that these two can be differentiated with unique ID. So better to have unique ID. Yeah, so branches to build, it is by default set to master. So if you, so normally we it's just a test, so master branch should be enough. So if you see, I only have a master branch here, no other branch except master. So yeah, if I have another branch which I need to build, I can configure it this way. The rest are the default configuration. Yeah, the other configuration we have to leave build trigger. Yeah, build trigger you can do. Yeah, build triggers is one of the important here point. So build trigger is, you can click this one and you can click poll SCM. So poll SCM is it will poll regularly in the interval which we can provide, 5 minutes or once in a day, once in a month. So this way we can provide a scheduler. So right now I am not going to provide any scheduler here, because what I will do, I will manually run the job. So build environment, no need. Pre-steps, no need. Yeah, build. So this is required. So root POM. So this is the root POM we have to provide. So in multi-module, if your main project is a multi-module, so just within this you would be having pom.xml. But my example is not a multi-module, it's a simple Maven project, simple with a one module. So my pom.xml is within this folder structure here. Yeah, so what I did, I have to provide the path of this pom.xml within this folder, REST CI/CD testing, which I did. Okay, and goals and option. Yeah, so goals is clean, deploy, -d skip test, and Nexus IP. If you remember, this Nexus IP was provided here. So from here I am providing this argument. I hope you understand now how this argument is provided. This is my localhost, loopback URL, and yeah, -d skip test, because no need of running test. Deploy means it will deploy artifacts, it will upload artifacts to the Nexus repository. Yeah, this was all about the goals and options. One more important point is advanced. We still, yeah, these are all default configurations. The settings file, now the Maven settings file, which we haven't, yeah, use default setting is the default, but I have configured it to setting file in the file system. So if you remember here, I discussed already that the settings file is already there. So I have to provide the path of that settings.xml, which is within the REST CI/CD testing folder. That's it, and yeah, at last you have to click on save. Once this is done, we are yeah, it shows something has been failed. So let me check what is failed. But firstly we will try to so this is Jenkins, and the third one is Nexus repository. So if you see Nexus repository, this is my Nexus repository, and this is an older version of Nexus repository, but you can still use the 3.x version as well. This is 2.x. So repository, I went to repository, and within this releases, if you see, I already have one build here, that is 191. So this is my Nexus repository, and so, and if you see my fabric environment, so right now I have one container, child container, where I have deployed a profile continuous integration. Let me show you profile display continuous integration. So this continuous integration have this REST application. Okay, if you see this here, the 6.3 Red Hat 191 CXF REST. It's a REST-based application, so Swagger feature and CXF RSS. Let me show you. So this 185, number 185. Currently this is the bundle which I have installed using this profile. So that was it about this. And now what I will do, I will go to the location. Now I will try to update the code here. Yeah, so let me check. Yes, so this is the REST CI/CD. If you see here, I am going to update the version of this project. VI. Okay. I'm just going to update the version to where is the version? It should be, yeah, this is the version. Sorry, I2. So instead of 191, I am doing this 192. I will save it and I will post it. Git add form.xml status. Yeah, git commit -m version changed. Okay. Git push master. Yeah, so yeah, so now these changes are post. So let me show you the pom.xml now. So now the version is changed to 192. So what I am going to do now, I am going to build this again. Okay, build now. So it is getting built. So let me show you the logs here. Console output. Yeah, so it is getting built. So let it build first. Yeah, so finished, success, and it has uploaded the artifacts. So let us check the artifacts. So here we can check. We have selected release. So we have this artifact 192 as well. We can run this as well. So org. So we have two different versions here available. This is this jar actually 192. So we have seen how to run the Jenkins job. We have seen how how these artifacts will be deployed to Nexus repository. Now let us see how we can update our Fabric environment so that these changes can be reflected in the environment. We just saw that the version installed here is 191. So what I will do, I will let me show you this. So this is the profile. I have selected continuous integration in Fabric environment from hot.io GUI. I am doing this. If you see, this is the version 191. I am going to update it to 192. Yeah. So let's see the changes here. Okay. Exit. Container list, success, profile, display, continuous integration. It shows 192. So see, this is being updated. Let me go to container connect, giant container. Yeah, list. Yes, guys, if you see this 185 bundle, this is now updated with the 192 version. So that was it. I was going to display you how we can do continuous delivery with Fabric environment as well. Now let me show you the changes, because this Fuse environment or my Fabric environment should point to Nexus repository. Then only it can pull the artifacts from the Nexus repository. So yeah, So profile display default. If you see here, this way I have done this maven repository is being configured with the this is the remote repository PID. Okay, so whenever we have a remote repository, we configure this property with the remote repository URL. So I have configured this with the release. So this is, yeah, this path, this release path. So guys, so you might have a question how I configure that. Let me show you. History, grab profile. So this command. So using this command, if you see here, so profile edit PID, this is the IO fabricate agent property file, and within that property file we have this property, we have this key. Okay, and against that key I have set equals to the URL. This is the value, key equals to value pair of this property file, and this is the default profile to which the change, because default profile by default is applied to each container, so each container would be pointing to this repo. So guys, that's it for this demonstration. I hope it would have helped you to have a better understanding of continuous integration and continuous delivery with Red Hat JBoss Fuse and Fabric environment. Thanks a lot for your time. I will come back with another topic. Thanks.